Young Sheldon's Georgie proposal was a cheap story ploy. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. And Georgie's proposal to Mandy in Young Sheldon Season 6 was quickly dropped, revealing that it was little more than a ratings gimmick. Compared to its predecessor, The Big Bang Theory, Young Sheldon has a more somber tone because it is a nostalgic family sitcom with only one camera and no laugh track. As a conventional multi-camera sitcom with a laugh track, The Big Bang Theory had a considerably wider tone than Young Sheldon, despite having its share of dramatic moments and heart-stopping situations. The sixth season of the spin-off has made this shift more difficult to overlook. More drama is used in stories like the Missy plot in Young Sheldon Season 6 than in The Big Bang Theory ever did, which made Sheldon occasionally seem too goofy and extravagant for his own television program. However, Young Sheldon Season 6 has experienced tonal issues with more than just Missy's adolescent disobedience. The tone of the spin-off is shockingly depressing due to George Sr. and Mary's failing marriage, especially when it has a detrimental effect on their children's lives. Meanwhile, the Young Sheldon Season 6 plot that seems the most out of place is perhaps Mandy and Georgie's ambivalent romantic narrative. In Young Sheldon Season 6, Georgie's attempts to win Mandy over are often endearing, but they sometimes unavoidably result in predetermined catastrophe. Georgie's children were not mentioned in any of the Big Bang Theory plots. Therefore, he probably won't have a significant impact on his and Mandy's child's lives. It appeared that Georgie's proposal to Mandy might have clarified everything at the end of Young Sheldon Season 6, Episode 17, a German folk song, and an actual adult. However, this was quickly shown to be a cheesy ruse as the plot was cut practically immediately. Georgie and Mandy's marriage proposal is hinted to in the opening sequence of Young Sheldon Season 6, Episode 18, Little Green Men, and a fella's marriage proposal. Since Georgie did split from Amber before his proposal, this makes the cliffhanger seem like an undeserved burst of fleeting drama. However, Mandy brushes him off, and the two keep up their unresolved, will they, won't they dynamic. The entire proposal narrative is meaningless because Georgie and Mandy don't appear to have changed their attitudes toward one another by the narrative can be told in a dramatic fashion by Young Sheldon. The script of Missy's sixth season alluded to a darker conclusion to her story, but it was abandoned since it would have contradicted the humorous tone of the show. But the marriage of Georgie and Mandy wouldn't have been a very dramatic or sinister event. Although they both admire one another, Mandy is not interested in commitment, whilst Georgie is. Throughout Season 6, this issue has persisted, giving the narrative a sense of length and directionlessness. Mandy may have decided to marry Georgie or end their relationship permanently as a result of his proposal, but Young Sheldon didn't choose any of these actions. Was it romantic, or just rushed, recycled drama dressed in a tuxedo? Either way, Georgie Cooper's big proposal moment in Young Sheldon has fans rolling their eyes instead of reaching for tissues. Let's face it, Young Sheldon has given us some incredibly heartwarming moments over the years. The soft humanization of Sheldon's parents, Missy's quiet strength, and even George Sr.'s tragic character arc. But when it comes to Georgie, the show has a habit of using him as a plot sponge. And now, they've done it again. His surprise proposal to Mandy might look sweet on the surface, but dig an inch deeper and you'll see the cracks, because this wasn't character development. This was pure, unfiltered narrative convenience. One minute Georgie's struggling with fatherhood, maturity, and the existential weight of being a teenage parent. The next, he's on one knee with a ring, like this is a Hallmark holiday special. There was barely a build-up, no true resolution of their issues, and absolutely zero indication that Georgie was emotionally ready for something as serious as marriage. Let's not forget, this is the same Georgie who couldn't hold down a job without family help, and who, only a few episodes ago, didn't even seem convinced Mandy liked him that much. Critics and longtime viewers have pointed out what's becoming a pattern in young Sheldon's storytelling. When things get slow, throw in a life event. A death, a pregnancy, a surprise proposal. This isn't narrative development, it's emotional manipulation with a TV May label. It felt like the writers were checking boxes. Baby? Check. Conflict? Check. Proposal? Why not? Said one Reddit user. He's 17. Mandy barely tolerates him. What are we doing here? Another tweeted. Even the proposal scene itself was thin. No personal callbacks, no big gesture, no honest conversation. Just a standard, awkward pop the question moment followed by a confused yes. She's older, smarter, and frankly, more emotionally grounded than Georgie. The show spent months building her as independent and reluctant to tie herself to Georgie long-term. So what changed? Practically nothing, except, apparently, the showrunner's patience. Her yes didn't come from genuine readiness or a breakthrough in their relationship. It came from the same place half of young Sheldon's romantic subplots seem to originate lately, the writer's room. Let's be clear, nobody's against Georgie growing up. In fact, we want that. But what we got instead was a lazy shortcut. This proposal didn't prove Georgie was mature, it just said he was. A meaningful engagement arc could have shown us real growth, maybe Georgie stepping up at work, taking care of the baby solo for a while, or resolving past trust issues with Mandy. Instead, we got the sitcom version of Look Over Here, and fans, they're not falling for it. Here's a theory. The show is rushing through these arcs to line up with the Big Bang Theory timeline. With young Sheldon entering its final stretch, the writers might be throwing in every major life milestone like darts at a board, hoping some of them stick before time runs out. But in the process, they're sacrificing depth for speed. Marriage proposals are supposed to mean something, especially in a show that prides itself on being more heartfelt and grounded than its zany predecessor. But this was just a hollow gesture wrapped in romantic music. Georgie's proposal wasn't sweet. It was suspicious, a rushed attempt to force character growth without actually earning it. Fans know it.